Good day, everyone. Welcome to another Mod Monday. Now, today's episode is something that I've been seeing in the real world, making a big splash in agricultural news. And obviously, by the title, you guys already know what I'm talking about. This is a very, very special harvester, and I've seen this harvester in action in videos from Ukraine, Germany, even in the US. So it is very exciting. This harvester that we're speaking of is right over here. Now, if that doesn't look like a harvester to you, I am fully on your side on that. That does not look like much of a harvester. That looks like more of a crane mount or something. Something really ridiculous. But trust me, this thing is really, really cool, and you guys will want to see how this thing operates. But the version that's out in the world right now, the one that's making a big splash, is called the Nexat. I believe I'm pronouncing that properly, Nexat. And I do believe that it is actually bigger than this model here. I could be wrong on that, but that is my impression. Now, what is so special about this harvester here? Well, for one, you guys can see that the cab is all off to one side, and you see wheels that are in line with each other, and you got this wide beam all the way across, even a ladder there. And the reason for this is actually really simple. So to put the agricultural terms in ways you guys can understand, when you drive over your dirt, you're compacting it, right? You're pressing down the dirt. And every time you drive over that same patch, you're making it a little bit harder. And yes, you can run over it with a cultivator. You can, fluff up the dirt again, for lack of a better term. But it loses ever so slightly, more and more nutrients every time that you go and drive over it. So the idea here with this unit is to drive over particular sections only. And the reason that this works so well is that the Nexat not only has a harvester that can be mounted to this beam, they have a planter, they have a sprayer, they even have a cultivator that can be mounted. So you're always driving on the exact same track on your field, thereby minimizing the areas that you're driving on, because you're always driving on that same line. And that is the beauty behind this. But as you guys know, we have to try this mod out. It's a really great mod, and I haven't tried this at all myself, but we're just raring to go, so let's do this. I guess the first order of business is to start it up, and to do that, same simple functions as always. We can see we got strobes on either end. In fact, what it looks like is we have this little antenna, which I would imagine would be something like your GPS unit, if you would. Crop guidance. Here we can see we got all-wheel steering, but as you can see, that's that is very hard to drive, and you probably wouldn't be driving this thing on the road very much, would you? That would be a bit of a doozy. So what did they do to combat this? Because obviously you can't drive on the highway like this. So what they did, they offered a function where you could change the way it drove. So as you see, it lifts up the frame. There you go. Now you got sort of like a tractor. Isn't that awesome? That is really cool. So what the plan is we're going to hook up to this unit right here beside us, and I want to see how this thing looks. Obviously, I just chose the white and orange. You could choose whatever color you want. You can mix and match as much as you want. Alright. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. Because I think if I fold this, I have a feeling that it's going to want to swing me around, and I'm going to end up bumping this. So this is going to be a bit of playing around to figure out how to operate this properly. But we'll get her sorted. Let's see. Let's see what happens. We've got ourselves all lined up. And let's watch this. As we drive in, we can attach. You can see the legs go away. We can disable, we can enable, pipe out. Interesting, interesting. Very cool. And you can see the throat here at the front. That is for a combine header. Lucky for us, we actually have a field that needs to be harvested, so we will be able to test this right away. But before we do that, you guys notice that there was also a flat deck. So there's a reason for having a flat deck, and that is that it can haul this unit, the combining unit. So what I want to do, I want to grab this truck and I want to pull up as close as I can, and I want to see if we can pick this thing up. I have a feeling I'll have to go from the other side, so pardon me while I spin this thing around, because when I hit the options button, I saw something that I hadn't seen before. So we're just going to get in line here. I would say something like that. So I see extend arm. And no, you know, I was wrong. That is fascinating. So I guess you'd have to disconnect it from the harvester first and then pick it up. Is that what we're doing? I'm going to give that a try. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. This is indeed how you do it. You can see the arms, they correlate with those black bars that are going down. So we will attach. Okay. And you can see that trailer is leaning a little bit. Alright. What we got to do now is retract. Just like so. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And now it's ready for transport. Nothing more to it. But I believe we can drive without using this trailer. I mean, it's a nifty invention and all, but I am fairly certain that we should be able to transport it without. But with that being said, we can pull this trailer out of the way, since I don't think I will need it. Let's get back to that harvester. Get that all hooked up and let's hit the road. But before we hit the road, one thing I notice is if I want to change the direction, it says folding is not allowed while the tool is in operation. So that tells me that that trailer is very, very critical. I'm going to have to put it back on the trailer and haul that tool by itself out to the field, and then the combine goes separately. So that's a good bit of advice, I suppose. And indeed, a 13.7 modded header does work really well, and if you look from the top, you can see it covers the tires. That is perfect. Obviously this header would have to be dragged along separately, because I don't think you could mount this and pull it onto the trailer as well. That would create a lot of issues. But anyway, let's go to the field. We gotta try this. We've got a field of sorghum right here that we can definitely work on. So why don't we hire a worker and let's see what happens. Obviously the hopper opens up. Looks like 10 is about the rate of speed it would go. Chaff is falling out nicely from the back. Very good. And yeah, looks like the bottom is starting to fill in, the hopper. I'll have to see how big that hopper is, but we'll let this guy go to work and do his thing. Now I am under the impression that a corn header of the same approximate width would work as well. So get yourself something around that 13 meter for a corn header, and you should be just fine. But that is a fascinating combine. Everything off to one side. I want to take a look at it from the operator's perspective. You can definitely see your hopper fill up, that's for sure. Looks like he's got a bit of a deeper hopper there where the initial, like the first auger, is pushing grain out, and then from there it'll probably be pushed a little closer to us, as you can see that auger moving along the center of that hopper. The interior doesn't look outlandishly high-tech, but I also don't know what a real combine of this kind would look like from the inside. I've only ever seen them from the outside, but I would say it's probably within the realm of what we would imagine. Got the trainer seat or buddy seat. Yeah, it's not a bad unit. So, once we get up to the end, I'm going to show you guys how this thing turns around. So let's just fast forward to that. We are just coming up to the end here. Okay, let's see how this guy manages to do his maneuver. Fascinating. You can see that there's a little bit of grain that is starting to pile up on the center. At 13,500, he's just over halfway, so I would imagine that hopper is probably somewhere to the tune of 26,000 liters would be my guess. But yeah, no, that's pretty nifty, gotta say. That is not bad at all. I like it. Now that we got ourselves a full tank, we should be able to see what that looks like. And it is pretty obvious, if you have the appropriate size header, you should never have problems with the auger ever being too close to the header. But yeah, that tank does look like it's a fair bit of room in there. And once we fill up this wagon, we should know how much we actually have in there in the tank of the combine. I figured about 26,000 liters. I think I should be pretty close to on the mark there. We're at 18, 19 right now. So just give that a couple more seconds and it should be full. There you go. Oh, 23,000 says. Right on. Alright. I'll move the wagons out of the way so we don't get into any more trouble here. Being as it is a combine, and there doesn't do much other than combining, I don't think there's much more to be said to it. Yeah, it harvests, and it harvests really well. There is not much to be said other than that. You can see it's making a different maneuver this time. It's actually making a U-turn instead of a 3-point for this turn. It'll still be a bit of a 3-point. So obviously when you're using the combine of this size, you have to take into account its oversize width and allow that around your field. So if you have a really small field, I would suggest doing a perimeter cut by yourself first before hiring AI to do the rest of the combining, just to give yourself that extra space bunker around your field. Is it the fastest combine in the game? Definitely not. The Colossus, I think, takes the cake on that one. Is it the widest one? Well, in terms of wheel tracks, yes. But the Colossus, again, can harvest much wider with a modded header. I have not tried the Colossus header with this. I have a feeling that would be absolutely ridiculous, and I might end up crashing my game. So we're not going to try that today. I value my time. But overall thoughts on this unit, I would say it's very inventive. I would say it's a really cool unit. I think it's a nice head turner. Will I use it on my farms? Until it comes with more attachments, probably not. There's enough combines out there that are going to do the same thing for me. So I don't think that this thing is going to do anything for me until they add more attachments. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the Nexat combine, which this mod is based off of, it has a seed drill that you could mount where the combine uh, bin or hopper is right now. So you could plant with it. You should be able to hook up a tank to it to do spraying. There's another tank for solid fertilizer, like your granules, and so forth. Like, there's a few more attachments that we need to see on this thing before it would become a very, very valuable tool to me. So I think just for the cool factor, yeah, definitely gets a thumbs up for me. But for overall reliability, overall wow factor, yeah, it's cool, but I don't think it's going to find a way to one of my farms anytime soon. That being said, in case you guys are wondering where to find this combine, well, first off, you're not going to find it under harvesters. You're going to find it under large tractors. So we're going to go right to the very end, and that is where you'll see this. So you have the European version, which gives you those what do you want to call those, red and white striped warning placards, and then the US version takes that away. Design color, that's kind of your bottom frame. There's a plethora of colors you can choose from. You know, you name it, it's there, right? Your main color, shoot, you could go for a pink, like Barbie it up if you want to. It don't really matter. Combine can be your choice of color, even the rims, all that. So that is under the tractor, the large tractor section. As far as headers go, yeah, just use any 13-meter header, corn header, or your reel header. As far as the rest of your stuff goes, miscellaneous, if we go through here, you will see, as we scroll through real quick, always takes a while, miscellaneous seems to have the most junk in it. Here we go. Here is the harvester bin. You know, basically what makes the combine a combine. Has the bin, it has the throat, it has the unload auger, and it has the discharge chute in the back. And again, you name your color, it's there. It, you know, the world's your oyster on that one. So the hook lift trailer is underneath just regular trailers. You will not find it under flatbed. Again, main color, you pick your color that you like. Get your colors, whatever you want to have to match your combine. Very, very simple, straightforward. But yeah, that's about it for this video here. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this really new, cool combine, and we'll see you next time. Take care.